This is Ministry of Silly Runtimes. So hey, I'm Dustin. I work at Google. I do Python advocacy at Google. So that means I care about Google Cloud and Python. And Python is everywhere, so this is really kind of like this. And it also means I get to find out about our cool new products before anybody else. And one of those is Cloud Run. And it's pretty cool. It's stateless HTTP containers as a service. So basically, Docker images as a service. You create a Docker file, you put it up in a stateless environment, and it runs. So this is the container contract. And I'm not going to read this, but basically when I saw this, it said that I could use any programming language of my choice and any base image. So basically, you only have to listen for requests on the port defined by the environment and start an HTTP server in 4 minutes. So here's like a little Flask app. That's pretty much what you would expect to see. You can define requirements files, define a Docker file, and you deploy it. So that just uses the base Python image in that example. And it has free tier, blah, blah, blah. So that was from another conference. So when I saw this contract that I could run any programming language and any base image, I kind of took this as a challenge. I was like, any programming language? So what I did was I went to python.org, and I clicked on downloads. And I went to looking for a specific release, and I scrolled down to here. And I clicked on View Older Releases. And I went back to older source releases. And I ended up on this page, which is at legacy.python.org. And I scroll down, all the way down to Python 1.0.1. And with a small patch file, I was actually able to get Python 1.0.1, which was released in 1994, by the way, to compile on the latest version of Ubuntu. So from Ubuntu, I was able to define this Docker file. So this downloads the source, runs my patch, and basically builds and installs Python. And with that, it does those things, runs Python. And with that, I get shell. I get root. I'm hacked. Awesome. So I get Python, but when I run Python double-dash version, it doesn't actually exist yet because it's so early that that flag doesn't exist. But I can run a REPL, and it does say that I have Python 1.0.1. The date here is the date that I compiled it, but you see the copyright is from 1991. But unfortunately, in Python 1.0.1, there was not an HTTP server yet in the standard library. And I didn't really feel like backporting an HTTP server to Python 1.0.1. So instead I went back to this page, and I picked out 1.3, which did have an HTTP server. Funny enough, 3 was uploaded to this page in 2001, and 1.0.1 was in 2002, so the dates are a little weird here. I'm not sure why. I don't get it. So anyway, I wrote another patch file, wrote another Docker file. Again, I got root hacked. And now we still don't have double-dash version, but when I run Python, I can import base HTTP server. And then I can write something like this. So this, if you squint at it, kind of looks like Flask, but really this is like the earliest possible HTTP server you could, or server that could respond to a GET request in Python. So it just says hello from Python and includes the version of Python that it's running from, sys.version. So here's a little get method. You just run it like this. It kind of looks like something familiar. And so then I created some base Docker images. So these have Python 1.0.1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 already installed. So these are up on Docker Hub. You can go and get these right now. And then I could write a Docker file. So this Docker file imports from that base image that I created, does some stuff, copies the code in, listens on a certain port, and starts my app that I just wrote. And so, does those things, runs the app. It's only 2 files, Docker file and app.py. I run gcloud build submit. So this builds the Docker image, does some things in gcloud, success. And then I can run gcloud run deploy. So this runs, deploys the image that I just built to Cloud Run, does some things. I get a nice URL at run.app. When I click on that run.app, I get hello from Python 1.3. So this is Python 1.3 deployed to the serverless environment, which I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can do it. Hooray, we saved Python 1.3. If you're interested in this, Cloud Run is an awesome product. You should check it out. There's also a repository that I created on how to run vintage Python. And there's also the Docker images. So you can, if you want to do this yourself, you can just run this command and get a Python 1.3 REPL right now on your machine. So thanks.